Okay, so I am now recording. Okay, so first off, I want to welcome you guys to our call today. It is February 18th, and I'm super excited, and thank you for everybody who made the effort to hop on the call today. I promise that by doing that, you guys will slowly start seeing your business grow to where you want it to go. Something that I wanted to share with everybody really quick before we jump into the call. Normally I give announcements and talk about what's coming up, but basically the only date that I want you guys to focus on right now is April 2nd is the next Super Saturday. And I just want to emphasize the importance of going to events and how big of an impact that it can make on you as an individual as well as on your business, because it's helping you grow yourself. Kind of a little side note to go along with that is I was able to, for my coaches who don't know, which I'm sure that all of you do know because I posted about it and I talk about it quite a bit, but on Saturday I had purchased a ticket to go to the Sagi event in Fort Hall. And for those of you guys that don't know who Sagi is the creator of One Beast, and he also is one of the master trainers for the Hammer and Chisel, and he was able to come to little old Idaho, and it was the biggest event that area has ever had in Idaho. So that was a really cool event to go to in general, and it just so happened that somebody ended up not being able to go, and they purchased a VIP ticket. So I was able to snag up that ticket, which I was really grateful for, because I got a lot more insight than I would have if I would have been able to buy that VIP ticket. So everything that I have learned, I have posted it in our team page. I've taken pictures of slides. I recorded a couple of the talks that I could fit on my phone in my iPad, and I'm going to try to upload the rest of those today. Things have just been a little crazy on this end, but I just wanted to share with you guys that basically the main topic that was discussed through all the speakers, and Scotty ended up telling us that they never planned for all of the topics to go around this certain theme, but it just so happened that it did. And what I found that a lot of coaches had talked about, the ones that spoke, so just to give a little insight, those that spoke, most of them have been in the top 10 of the whole company, or they are currently in the top 10 right now. So if that gives you a little insight, so Sagi's wife, Barbie, she's been a top 10 2 times. She was there and she spoke. Scotty Hobbs, who is a local Beachbody coach, he was ranked number 4 in the company 2 years ago. He lives in Idaho Falls. He is successful with this business. He spoke, and he was the one who put on that event. And there was also Sean, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, but he is the top male Canadian coach right now. He was able to fly down and speak to us, as well as Brigitte Linford. She was from Idaho Falls, and she was in the top, she wasn't in the top 10, she was in the top 20, but she's only been a coach for 3 years now, and she's been in the top 100 for the past 3 years. She started as a new coach. So these are very successful individuals that donated their plane tickets and everything else just to be at that event to speak to us. Okay. So it was such I just wish that all of you guys could have gone, because it was that impactful and insightful. And I just looked at my time hop yesterday, and yesterday was actually my 2-year anniversary as a Beachbody coach. And so in my 2 years of coaching, like, this last event was such a big eye-opener even to me as a coach. And I believe that now going forward, I'm going to be able to help you guys a little bit better. But basically the topic that they all talked about is determining your reason for becoming a coach and being able to deliver that message without selling Beachbody, but showing how Beachbody has helped you and has helped change your life. So I know as a coach, I know I never wanted to come off as a salesy type coach, but I haven't been able to figure out like how to project my message without feeling salesy. And I think I have finally figured that out now. 2 years, and I finally learned. So I want to be able to share that with you, with all of my coaches, so that you guys aren't in the dark like I was. And now I feel like I have that clear reason why I'm here and why I'm coaching. And now I feel like I can project forward. So that's why I decided to go with this topic over the eliminating fear and doubt, because you'll find that it goes kind of hand in hand. Once you find your why, it pushes you through your fear and all the doubts that you have as a coach. So with that being said, we're just going to jump into it. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to stop me, because Brianna knows that more than anybody, that I can tend to mumble and go on because I get so excited about some of this stuff that I talk about. So first I want to talk about why is having a why so important. And you know, Brianna kind of knows a little bit, but I want to tell you what I've learned, why having a why is so important, just from this past weekend. So the reason why, I guess in simple terms, the reason why having a reason why you're doing this business, you're becoming healthier, why it's so important is because those days that you don't feel like inviting one more person because you've gotten so many no's and they aren't ready to join you in this journey with you. And sometimes those no's start wearing on you, and it's important to have the reason why you're doing what you're doing, so it helps project you forward on those super bad days and those super hard days. And also having a why also helps you as an individual feel more accomplished and more fulfilled as an individual, because you have something to work towards. So that is part of the reason why having a why is so important. Okay, so I want everybody to do this right this second. So even if I have to pause the call for a second, I want everybody to take out a sheet of paper and a pen and pencil. I don't care what you're doing right now. I want you to take a piece of paper, and at the very least, I want you to write down these questions, and you can answer them later. But I do want you to post these in our coaches training page, so the New Boss Bootcamp. You can post them in our team page too if you want, but where this was, this is going to be one of the topics anyways, so we might as well just post it in our New Boss group. So pull out a sheet of paper, and I want you to answer the following question, but I am going to give a little bit more clarity on what this is, okay? So who you are. So I want you to write down who you are as an individual. So are you a mom? Are you a dad? Are you a parent? Are you single? Are you a happy person? Are you religious? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in a higher power? Do you believe, and are you somebody that has a ton of time? Are you somebody that has a little bit of time? Like, I want you to literally like nitpick at yourself and determine who you are as an individual. And you will find too that the longer you're a coach, that this reason why is going to change. So you're going to want to redo this every 6 months, I would say, at least. Okay, so what do? So this kind of goes along with, are you a stay-at-home mom? Do you work part-time? Do you add, like, I can tell you that every day, like, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I love to add value to other people's lives. I like to empower other people. I get to clean my house. I get to raise my kids. I am a stay-at-home mom. So those are some examples of what you can do. So the next thing is, what do you enjoy? So for instance, I love snowboarding, but I haven't snowboarded. I just snowboarded a couple weeks ago for the first time in like 3 years. So I love to snowboard. I love to dirt bike. I love to do anything basically outdoorsy. I enjoy helping other people. I enjoy being organized. Like, I love cleaning when I'm organizing, and I know that sounds really stupid and strange, but I do. I love cleaning and I love organizing things. I love to create systems to help me feel more organized because it helps me feel more secure as a person. So the next question, who do you help? So I help other moms like myself who have struggled with depression, who lack the confidence, who lack motivation, who feel like they're stuck in their current situation that they're in. I also help, I love helping my family. I love helping other families get to the point of where I am, where they can have some financial security. I like to help people find their purpose in life, and I like to help them follow through on their commitments. Okay, so that is who I help. So I want you to figure out what do they need? So what do other people like myself need? So for me, I feel like other people like myself need systems to feel more organized, to feel financially secure. They need duplicatable systems to help them be successful, like I have been successful. And one thing that Body Hops pointed out on Saturday is being successful is different than everybody else. And sometimes being successful is a matter of, well, hold on. I'm going to mute everybody so if you need to talk, then you can unmute yourself too. So being successful is different in other people's eyes. So for me, for my success, like my success is way different than I think someone else's success. And my success to me is I want to be able to bring my husband home from work. I have always lived in a life where my parents were they were too busy for their kids. And God bless my parents. But I feel like, wow, okay, this is really emotional. I didn't think I was going to get emotional about it. But growing up, my parents were divorced when I was 8 years old. And it was a constant struggle to feel loved and wanted and needed for my parents. And part of that is because my mom actually left and moved to Boise when I was really young. And for a year after that, she didn't talk to us for a year. And so I constantly beat myself up, wondering what I did to make her leave. And because of that, my dad had to bust his butt to provide for our family. And so that was why he wasn't there with us most of the time. My grandparents and my aunts helped raise me. But it wasn't until a couple years after that my mom, I feel like, started finally finding who she was a little bit more. And it wasn't until I had my oldest daughter that I have tried to mend things with my mom because I had been so hurt. So part of my reason why is I want to be able to have that financial security for my family, so that my husband doesn't have to work, so that he doesn't miss out on those things, and that we can afford as a family to go on vacations and drop whatever we're doing because we have that freedom with the business and that freedom financially, that we can get up and we can go and do what we want to do when we want to do it, because I never got that as a kid growing up because my dad was so busy providing for our family. I only was able to go on one vacation my whole life, being at home with my family, and that was really, really rough. And I realize now, the more that I've been able to travel with Beachbody and with my in-laws, how much fun it is and how much I want to be able to create memories like that with my family. So by determining my reason for what's pushing me forward as a coach, it's going to make everything else easier. Because I know what I want, I know that there's other people like myself that want the same thing. So you need to determine what people like yourself need. So what do you feel like as a person you need as an individual? That is what you should be posting on Facebook on what Beachbody is going to end up doing for you. And by being more positive, because I firmly believe this, that what you put out into the universe, you're going to get back. And I feel like as an individual, if you post that you're looking for certain people, you're going to attract those people that you can help. And you can be a positive influence in that way. So I want you to then determine, how does this person's life change with what you have to offer? And I'm not talking about the programs, the Shakeology, because yes, that's all well and good. And yes, it can completely change somebody's life, because I know that it's changed my life personally. The Shakeology in itself, like, it has helped me overcome like depression for me, because there is actual ingredients in Shakeology. I can just name one off the top of my head. Camu is an ingredient that can help fight off depression. So there is multiple ingredients in Shakeology that actually help with depression. And so I know that's my personal testament of Shakeology, and it helps with my energy levels. And I know there is ingredients in there that actually help you mentally become happier too. So things like that are personally how Shakeology's helped me. And I have heard other success stories from other coaches, such as it's helped lower their cholesterol. I've heard of diabetics coming off of their medication. I have also heard there's a coach, Bonita Crozier, I think that's how you say your last name. I'm really sorry if I got that wrong, but you can follow her on Facebook. She has lost over 100 pounds by doing the 21-day fix and Shakeology. And she continues to share her story. And one of the biggest misconceptions as coaches is a lot of people think that you have to be this skinny person that has already had success to become a successful coach. And that is not the case. That is why I love Beachbody so much, is because being a coach is all about sharing your journey as you go. Because by sharing your journey and how Beachbody is helping you financially, physically, mentally, this is what's going to help attract people like you to the business. Because they're going to say, oh, well, she doesn't have that perfect body. She's not to her goal weight, but she's willing to share with what's been helping her to get to where she is right now. That is the beauty of Beachbody, is just becoming a better you. It's not competing against the person next to you or the coach next to you. It is about competing against yourself and becoming better. And that's one thing that Sagi said. And I love that he said that on Saturday, because oftentimes we get into this comparison trap, I guess, so to speak, and we just start comparing ourselves to coaches that have been in the business for 4 years, 5 years, 1 year, 6 months, and we think, well, how do they have all this success in 6 months? And it's taken me 2 years to get to the success that they've gotten to in 6 months. And it's because we're all in different points in our life, and until we find the reason why, it is not going to mean anything. This business isn't going to mean anything to us, and it's not going to help us drive forward as an individual, as a coach, and we can't inspire and lead if we don't find our purpose of why we're here in the first place. And I firmly believe too, like, something that I've been reading in my personal development, and if anybody has not read this book, you are a badass. Like, I want you to pick this book up, order it, listen to it on YouTube for free. Like, I don't give a crap how you listen to it. I want you to read or listen to this book because it literally will change your life. This is my second time reading it, and I have already picked up things the second time around that I didn't pick up the first time around. And it's truly been something I've needed again to hear. And just on the cover, it says, "You are a badass." And it talks about how to stop doubting your greatness and how to start living an awesome life now. And I don't know if you guys saw my post yesterday, but I shared this quote that has literally been changing my mindset the past few days since I read it. And the quote is, "If you are depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present." And the person who quoted that is Leo Zhu. I think that's how you say his last name. But it just reminded me that I'll be honest, I've been throwing myself a pity party this past few days, and it has been really hard, and I'm pretty sure that it's due to the seasons changing. And so I've been like really struggling, like fighting my depression. Like, it's been a struggle, definitely. But that quote just reminded me that as an individual, if we are depressed, truly I honestly believe that it's because we're living in the past. And oftentimes I get anxious, and it truly is because I'm thinking about the future. But as coaches, we need to live in the present, and we need to not compare ourselves to other coaches. And we just need to move forward and be our better self. We need to be better than Bridget was yesterday, or Brianna was better yesterday, or Ashley was better yesterday. We all just need to press forward and move forward as an individual, and we need to cut the crap and quit comparing ourselves to other people because it's not doing any good. And I truly believe that when you find what you have to offer to individuals, and yes, as coaches, we offer the programs, but when people say, "Well, I don't think that I'm going to be successful in this business because I'm not skinny and I have so much weight to lose and I need to be able to control myself first." Yes, I understand that, but as coaches, that is the beauty of coaching, is just being better as an individual than you were yesterday. And once you believe that, then truly this business is going to take off. So, like I said, I was able to meet this wonderful individual, Sagi Kalev, and I honestly had a big misconception of these personal trainers. If you've ever heard his story, I had never heard of it until this weekend, and it is truly inspiring to me. So for any of you guys that don't know Sagi Kalev, he is the creator of Body Beasts, and him and Autumn, they created the Hammer and Chisel together. He is truly an amazing man, and he inspired me, and he instilled something in me that I have lost in myself, and that was belief in myself. And I'm going to share part of his story. And so Sagi Kalev, a little bit about him. He was Mr. Israeli 2 times. His dad left him when he was very young, and he will just flat out say that he didn't have a dad growing up. But he did say that his dad taught him 2 things. And the 2 instances that he had with his dad, the one time his dad dropped him off at the gym and he discovered his love for the gym. So he thanks him for that every day. And the second thing is he took him to the Rocky movie, and he then asked, I don't know if it was a producer or what have it, but I guess if you want to know his complete story, like, it instilled the belief in himself. That was the other thing that his dad taught him. And his dad wasn't around at all growing up. His mom completely raised him, but one thing that he said that his mom always told him was that she believed in him, and she said that he could do anything that he wanted to do. So a little background story about him too, a little side note. So how he came into the United States and how he became a trainer. So obviously his dad showed him that he had a love for bodybuilding and being a personal trainer. So at the age of 16, his friend got free tickets to come to the United States. So they all flew together and they loaded themselves up and they flew to the United States. And I don't even know how long they stayed here, but right as they were getting ready to fly back home, so he looked at his friend and he said, "This is my home. I'm coming back here." So he flew home and he told his mom, he's like, "Mom, like, I'm going to move to the United States." And she kind of laughed and she said, "Okay, like, you can do what you want." And so that moment at the age of 16, he dropped out of school, and because he believed that school wasn't for him. So he dropped out of school at 16, and he picked up 3 jobs, and he made his money. And 4.5 months later, he walked in and put the ticket on the table and he said, "Mom, I'm moving to the United States." And she kind of laughed and she's like, "I didn't think you were serious." And he said, "Well, yeah, I'm serious. I leave Wednesday." So, like, the belief that we instill in ourselves, like, this is a prime example. Like, he knew what he wanted. He worked for it. He got it. He moved here. And this is the part that was truly unbelievable. Sagi lived out of his car for 5 months, eating beans from his car and making money arm wrestling. And it was like 5 months after that he started, like, figuring out how to make money. And it was at that 5 months, he's like, I looked at the payphone and he said I could do 1 to 2 things. I could call my mom and have her send me my return flight that I had purchased back to me, or I could go out, do the work, and show people why I came here. And he chose, obviously, the second thing. And if he wouldn't have pushed through, he wouldn't be to where he is today. So I just want my coaches to know, like, this business is truly hard, like, mentally, physically, spiritually. It's going to test you in ways that you couldn't even imagine, but I promise you that it is 100% like worth it. So I guess that's what I want you guys to work on today is I want you to write down your reason why. And I want you to, like, dig so deep that your reason why is going to make you cry. And I know Brianna's probably heard this before, but it's something that took on a completely different meaning this weekend after this training that I was able to have with Sagi. And hearing his story and other coaches' stories, I just don't want you guys and my coaches to give up on themselves too early. I don't want that. And I don't want that for your families, and I don't want you to do that for yourself, because this business is truly amazing. And I'm sure Brianna can attest to the different things that she's seen since she's become a coach, because I know Ashley's newer, but, like, this business truly is amazing, and it offers things that no other business offers. So I guess we have 9 minutes left. Do you ladies have any questions for me? Ashley, do you have any questions? I know.
I did, but they kind of just went out of my head when you asked, so.
Oh, well, just think about it for a second. I really quick, like, just to hold both of you ladies accountable, I want to know what you're reading or listening to as far as personal development goes. Because I truly believe that as a coach, you have to be doing all 3 vital behaviors, or like you flat out aren't going to be successful. And like you can be doing 2 out of the 3 and not all 3 of the 3. But truly, if you aren't doing all 3, you are not going to be successful. So I'm going to hold you accountable right now, and I'm going to ask you, and if you haven't started, because Ashley, I know that you're brand new, and you probably have no idea where to even start with that. So, Brianna, I'm going to make you go first. What have you been listening to or reading that's been helping?
I've gone through the Compound Effect again, but I actually just downloaded You're a Badass onto my Kindle app on my phone, so that's my new one.
Yes, that's the best book. And Ashley, if I could even recommend a first book for you to start out with, like, read that book. Like, I'm reading it, Brianna's reading it. It's truly a great book, 100%.
And one thing I really... Oh, sorry, Ashley.
Wait, what, Ashley?
You mentioned a lady on the podcast download that you can do.
Okay.
But I don't remember her name.
Her name is Shalene Johnson. And she is actually one of the celebrity trainers that Beachbody does. So she's made Turbo Fire, Pio.
Yeah, Pio. I was just watching a thing on Pio this morning.
So she is the creator or personal trainer of that. But so she actually has 2 different podcasts. She has a business podcast and basically like would you say it's like a self-help, Brianna? Yeah. So the first one that she does, which is more of like the self-help one, is the Shalene Show. And then the other one, which I personally listen to, and you'll find that as a coach, like, you're going to start like changing what you do to incorporate the business into it, because it makes, like, for me, the business helps me feel more fulfilled as an individual and as a mom and as a person, and I feel better when I'm doing these things. So the second one, which is more about the business, is Build Your Tribe. And you can also download all of the national wake-up calls, so the corporate calls that the CEO hosts every Monday at 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And I need to post that in our other group. But you can also download those, and that's the Team Beachbody podcast. And you can download all the previous calls from the past year. So those are the 3 ones that I listen to, and there is a Shakeology one too, and it's called Inside Shakeology by Darren O'Lean, the creator of Shakeology. And they go through and they break up like breakdowns of ingredients, or they answer frequently asked questions. So those are the ones that I listen to. But there's also, I haven't done this yet, but I hear a lot of coaches love it, but it's Audible. And I believe it's $15 a month, but you can download any books, any audios that you want, and it's just a flat rate fee of $15 a month. I haven't gone to that yet, just because I have YouTube I can listen to, and I have free podcasts I can listen to. But that's what I have been listening to as a coach. So here, I'm gonna go grab my baby real quick. She's screaming her head off. Brianna, do you want to share something that you learned from your personal development yesterday to kind of give Ashley a taste of what we learned this month?
Yeah, one thing I learned that I was reading about yesterday was just about, like, I guess the best way to put it is like how much you like. So if you're constantly being negative and
You're really cutting out, dear.
About like things that help you or my house is not always clean, but this is what I'm doing with my family to makes me happy. And that's gonna attract people to you and look at a lot of people who are saying no, you kind of have to learn
Hey,
that
Brianna.
right now.
Brianna, you're cutting out pretty bad, my friend. You're cutting out. Can you hear me, Brianna? Yeah?
Yeah, it's just like really rainy.
Yeah, you're cutting out.
Is it working?
Okay. I just messaged you, Brianna, so check the messages. So Ashley, what's something that you're going to listen to today? And I like to encourage my coaches, like as moms, it's super hard for me to read anyways. So I'll listen to this stuff while I'm doing laundry or doing dishes or driving in my car running errands, because there's always some way to fit it in throughout the day. Yeah.
Oh, well, once we get off, I've got to clean house. So I've got the podcast up for the Shalene Johnson, Build Your Tribe.
Perfect.
And I just seen Get It Done already.
Yeah.
So I think I'll listen to one of those.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Brianna, you want to try talking again, see if it works? Okay, so with you what?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I'm not going to move because if I move, it might start breaking up again.
Okay, we have less than a minute, so summarize fast. And really quick, post
the
it as a video or post it, like type it out and post it in the group. Okay, go.
Yeah, just be positive and like the things that you put out there, like Bridget said, is what you're going to get back. So just be careful that way. And the other thing too, Ashley, is if you download the Amazon Kindle app on your phone, you can get books a lot cheaper. And that way, if you're in your car or whatever, and you can listen to books on it, but you can also, like if you're waiting in a doctor's office, you always have some sort of personal development with you.
That's a great tip.
Yeah, I've got the Kindle app as well already, so that's good to know.
I didn't even know there was a Kindle app, so it's news to me. I learned things.
Yeah, it goes through Amazon.
Perfect. Okay, so do you ladies have any other question for me before it kicks us off? I will upload this as soon as I can. Just make sure that you're checking the New Boss Bootcamp group and catch up on things if you haven't caught up on it, and tag all of your coaches in there so that they know that it started, because I don't even know if some people know that it started or not. I tried uploading, in my defense, I was trying to upload my video onto YouTube yesterday, and it didn't upload all the way, so I have to re-upload it today, so you'll probably get